It'd be like twins joined at the head.
Oh, we're live.
Oh, okay. Oh,
uh,
better straighten up.
he's being silly. All right, I think I got this time. Maybe,
Oh, you
maybe.
think you got it? Oh, I'm already yawning. All the rain's making me sleepy.
All right, we're not going to guarantee that we're going to be in and out tonight because we got rain and
Yeah,
it's still.
it's actually raining now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
hello everybody. It's Danny and Wanda from Deepsouth, Homestead. So, what are we doing now? I was reading comments already.
Oh.
People from all over. Yeah. All right, so first off, I guess we need to tell them what happened at the doctor's office. Because, I mean, now you probably mentioned on
Hey,
porch
nothing
time.
happened.
Well, no, nothing happened there.
I was only there about 15 minutes.
No,
I
it
mean,
really wasn't.
It took longer to sign in than it did to see the doctor and get out.
True.
You know.
He could have told you all that on the phone and sent the thing through the mail.
Well, they could have done it here in my hometown instead of making me drive to that city to do this. But anyway, we got to see the heart doctor, and he, as you can see underneath my shirt right here, they put in a heart monitor. Told me I had to wear this thing for 30 days. And then I have to go back for a stress test.
The volume is up. Somebody said we need to turn the volume
It's probably them. We go
up.
back for a stress test, plus some kind of ultrasound or something like that. And he said we'll get this thing taken care of. I told him, I said, man, I've been 13 years I've been worrying with this, you know. And he said, oh, little buddy, he said, don't worry, we'll take care of it. And in a way, I'm going to be honest with you, with his attitude, I think he knows what the problem is, but he's got to go through the protocol.
Yeah. And one part of it is wearing the heart monitor. We just weren't expecting 30 days. We thought 2 days, 3 days, a week at the most.
Yeah, because I told him, I said, he put a heart monitor on me. I told him, I said, now look, I can't come back in the next day or two. I got shipments of all kinds of stuff coming in.
He said,
he goes, oh, no, that's going to be fine. He said, I don't even want to see you back for at least a month. I'm like, a month?
He said, yeah, you're going to wear this 30 days and then send it. This is different from the old-fashioned monitors where you physically could see it everywhere.
Yeah.
This is one little bitty.
It's a little tiny thing. They give me a
phone.
I have to carry a phone with me everywhere. It's monitoring what's going on inside me.
And the little gadget's about this big, and then it has a probe about this big, and one's attached here and one's over here, and it's got snaps where you can change the stickies out, and it snaps to the machine, makes it so much easier. And
it depends on what side you're on. If you're the one wearing it or the one
you're
not
the one getting the sticky ripped off every day.
Yeah, every time.
And so he plugs it up and lets it charge both pieces.
Yeah, and you know what's a fun thing about this is?
We have no
cell service where we live at, and this phone is constantly trying to send data back to the doctor, or not to the doctor, to the company that monitors it for the doctor. And the phone is constantly telling me, need to send data, you need to go where there's some cell service. And I'm like, no, that ain't happening. I'm not driving off just because you want to send some data. So we called them, and we found out that it collects the data as long as I'm within 30 feet of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get where there's cell service at, because we have an iron dome over our property here because we don't want nobody to call us or know where we're at. So it doesn't work here. So we have to drive like almost a town or something other before it actually picks up anything.
But no, it does work here.
Every now and then.
It's sporadic.
Very sporadic.
Our cell service, I could stand here and talk to somebody. And
we just disconnected from you and reconnected back. We just don't have anything.
Yeah, there's something with the atmosphere here. I thought I saw JT West. I don't know if I did or not. It rolled about the time I saw something said J something.
Oh, I wasn't even.
It's already buffering. It was raining a little bit, and we like the rain because we haven't had any in, what, close to 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since we had any rain. Today, the heat index was 110 degrees.
Yeah, when we go where there's service, it'll send. And there's places on the property that the phone will work. So if he's got the phone on him and he takes it with him everywhere, it sticks it in his overall pocket. And when he gets somewhere, it automatically sends. He don't have to do anything. It just does it on its own. So
Right.
it actually is sending the information, but he feels so much better this week than he did last week.
I did. I changed my diet. I went back to eating the old-fashioned way, and my heart straightened up.
Well, you have spells.
I still have spells, but
Yeah.
nothing like what it was.
But he always had a spell ever so often. Sometimes once, twice a day.
Yeah.
And it's still doing that, but it's not every other beat now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, at least now I can get out and, function some. Me and Chris came by today, and we got out and we done a lot of work today. We put the big old iron beam way up in the top of my shop up there. That was a challenge to put this big giant I-beam up in the top of my shop. But we got it up there thanks to Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris is truly a blessing to have around.
Yes, he is. All right, they want to know what you mean old-fashioned way. You didn't really change much of either.
Well, I went back. I don't know if you can see these right here. See, I don't know if you can tell what that is. That's nuts and raisins, mixed nuts and raisins. I did some research on them, and come to find out the mixed nuts are 78% magnesium. And
guess what? The medicine that they gave him, we may have told this last week.
They gave me medicine. They gave me magnesium, but for just
I think we told them last week.
just a few seconds, it stopped my heart from messing up and straightened it out. And they gave me potassium along with it, but it didn't correct the issue when I was there. So that's why we didn't think it was magnesium. But I told Wanda, I said, I was eating a lot of mixed nuts and raisins, raisins are extremely high in iron and potassium. The organic raisins are. And I told her, I said, when I was eating that way, I said, I really wasn't having any heart issues. And I had quit for about a week or two. And
at least a week or better. You had stopped. You said, I'm eating too much.
I said, I'm eating too much of this stuff.
Because
I got to
when
quit.
he starts on something, he goes whole hog. If he's eating this, he will sit there and just eat.
Yeah.
And every day, he eats all day long. He won't use it as a 3 or 4 now and then.
No,
He just sits and eats.
I just sit and eat.
So he was trying to break a bad habit, but he can't break it.
Well, anyway, but when I started back on these, consuming high amounts of magnesium and potassium and salt, because they told me I need a lot of salt, then my heart straightened right back up and started beating like it's supposed to. It started firing like it's supposed to and all. Now, occasionally it will skip a few beats here and there. This morning it messed up for about 15 minutes and then straightened right back up. But
that's normal for you.
That's normal for me. Yeah.
All right, our Azure Standard haul. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Now we had a really good time going on the Azure Standard, getting the stuff. It took us about 20 minutes to get there.
Oh no, it took like 35 minutes to get there.
35. Okay,
yeah.
I was driving. I don't know.
Yeah.
And met some good people.
Almost 40 minutes. No, it was 40 minutes
because we had to go through the woods.
Because we had to go through the woods. They had the road shut off. Yeah.
And somebody's asking about the cheese. How long will it last in the freezer?
Forever.
I've kept cheese in the freezer for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But I also saw some said that when they sliced it and they took it out, it would just crumble and fall to pieces. Now that may be a possibility. I don't know.
But that's okay because you're gonna put it in something to eat anyway.
Yeah,
so.
and you can use it if you're gonna do like I do. I use it in a wrap. I make a quesadilla with flour tortillas.
Yeah.
If it falls apart, you just crumble it in there anyway. It's gonna melt. I don't see the problem. But if you're expecting a perfect piece of cheese that like you just took out of the fridge,
right,
it might not happen. I don't know. But I haven't tried this yet. I just froze it. And one of the other things is we got ketchup. There's Miss Suzanne.
I saw her earlier in here.
I had Danny test the ketchup, but I did not film it. I wished I had have. I poured the Heinz organic ketchup in a spot, and I put the I don't know what brand. It may be the Azure brand. I don't know, but it's ketchup in the other. It's organic ketchup, has no junk in it, and I said, here, try this. Well, you could physically see one of them was watery and one of them was thick and like ketchup. And he looked at them, and I knew where he was going to start with. He was looking at it, and so he tasted the watery one first, and then he waited a few minutes and he tasted the other one, and he goes, the watery one is the Azure. And I said, no. He said, what? I said, no. The watery one is the Heinz. And he's sitting there, you got to be kidding me. So he tasted it again, and then he tasted the Azure, and the Azure actually tastes more ketchupy.
More tomato. It causes weird, and it causes weird heartbeats.
It's disconnected. Do it again.
Let's see here. Old Dominion said, are you taking ibuprofen? It can throw your potassium and sodium levels off and cause weird heartbeats. No, I don't take any medication, period. I don't take nothing for pain. I take nothing. Literally, when I say nothing, I take...
It's going to start now. I wanted to see. We bought the Azure Standard frozen sweet potatoes. They're in little bitty cubes, and I bought a 20-pound box. Slightly thawed them, repackaged them in Ziploc bags, and I did quart bags. A little over a pound each quart bag because I weighed them out just to see. And then I cooked some and made his dessert. So what did the dessert taste like for you that I made?
Oh, the dessert was fine. It was actually a little more fluffy than what we've been doing.
Yeah. And so it made about, I think, altogether I had about 16 quarts because I cooked about a quart and I put 15 bags in the freezer. And we're eating our sweet potatoes that we're digging. We've got a few in the field. We did in my high tunnel.
Yeah, in her high tunnel
and
there.
So we had homemade sweet potato fries tonight. What were you looking for?
Oh, somebody made a comment. I was trying to see if I could find it, but I can't.
Yeah, I knew a lot of people were using it, and I just didn't realize. And Suzanne told me, she told me in a chat, and then I forgot after the chat, I'm sure last year, that there was a pickup close.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be pretty satisfied.
I think so. I gotta put some glasses on. I'm getting where I can't see it that far away. We're sitting way away from the computer.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
We use Redmond salt here, and I bought up a good bit of Redmond salt, so we have enough. I bought up a big, like 25-pound bag, I think, and then I store it in my glass cannon jars. I just put it in and put a seal on it. You don't have to do anything to it, but put it in the jar and put a lid on it.
John Doe says, Wanda, what type of oil do you use for frying? We don't fry.
I don't usually fry anything.
We don't fry anything.
I use olive oil for sauteing things down. We do have lard, and Danny uses a slight, maybe half a teaspoon.
Yeah.
For frying eggs.
For frying eggs.
And
I use lard. Yeah, that's all I use, lard for eggs. We don't buy. Well, we use some olive oil for a few things.
Drizzling
like drizzling.
Sweet potatoes tonight.
Yeah.
I drizzle the sweet potatoes with olive oil.
We mainly use our own homemade lard from our pig.
Yeah, and that's all we use really, because we don't use a lot of oil in anything. I say that, and I really use a good bit of olive oil more than anything else. Drizzling things.
But they're saying you fry okra. When we fry okra, we just put a little bit in the bottom of the skillet and just let it.
Yeah, I kind of saute it down.
It's called sauteing it more.
Fry.
We don't drop it down in deep oil.
I don't deep fry.
No.
Yeah, mine is quite unusual.
We don't use any kind of oil to fry our deep sweet potato fries. We actually do them in a skillet.
So y'all use soul water? I don't know what that means. Using Redmond salt. I use Redmond salt, but I don't know what that soul water is. I don't understand. They were asking how you cook fried okra without frying. I put a little bit.
Yeah, we
of,
we put batter on the okra. Yeah.
Yeah, I batter it, but I just take and put either my lard, like maybe 2 tablespoons of lard in the pan, and let that melt. Let it get kind of hot, and then I put my okra in there, and I let it start browning, and I flip it and move it around. Make sure you don't burn it, and it's just kind of sauteed. It kind of falls apart somewhat, but it's good.
Elk Jam says, or ETAC Jam, I can't really see that, says, how do you get enough iodine in your diet without iodized salt? Iodized salt from the store is a joke. That's not even real. You get your iodine through certain foods you eat. We live on a coastal region, so iodine is not really an issue for us. We don't eat seafood. That's one thing for sure. A lot of people go, oh, you eat seafood to get iodine. No, we don't eat seafood because the oceans are contaminated now.
So I'm missing something. I don't know what this sole is. S-O-L-E, sole. Everybody, 2 or 3 people say they use that, so I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know. But if you eat healthy food, you get all your minerals and stuff through healthy food. Now, when we can, we do not use any iodized salt to can with either.
No, I use just plain salt. And also we got the, I got one little thing of cream cheese. I can't remember the brand it was. Fantastic taste. It's nothing but your cream and salt. I don't think they added anything else to it. Can't remember. I looked on, you can read the ingredients on Azure, and it tells you country of origin. I know a lot of people ask that. Yes, it does. Because they order in bulk, and they repackage there and put the Azure label on it, but they tell you on the website where it came from and what all's in it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll tell you if, you know, all their products are non-GMO. Most all of them are organic, but if they can't verify every item in it as organic, they will tell you in the description that some has not been verified organic, and they will let you know that just in case that's something you need.
Stephanie Alexander says, can you grow olives in your area? Yes, we can grow olives here, but actually the process to prepare olives to make olive oil is a very long process and a very gruesome process. It's not worth it no more than we'd have to raise a lot. And
y'all, Tambra said she was going to try Azure. We do have a link for Azure. I forget. Danny and I are not salespeople.
We're not salespeople.
We forget. We have to really think about it before we go on doing a film in order to make sure we say this has a link, this has a link. We forget that 90% of the time, but we do have an Azure link.
Old Dominion Homestead says, why all my baby zucchinis keep shriveling up? Where did you go with it? Where did you go?
Well, they jumped a big time.
Okay, no, that ain't it.
It went way on back.
I don't know where it went. Okay, there it is.
There it is.
Why do all my baby zucchinis keep shriveling up and turning yellow before the flower ever opens? The flowers aren't opening on any of my plants. That's usually a pollination issue from bees, because the bees come to the male flowers first. And if the plant knows that the bees are in the male flowers, then the females will open. If they don't, then the females won't open either, and they'll shrivel up on their ends and just fall off of the plant. We had that. That's what happened to our squash this year. Many of the blooms just shriveled up, fell off of it, until later in the summer when we finally got some pollinators in here. Then we started getting a few stuff. Now, we never actually got the first yellow squash off our plants this year. Not one. Now, we did get some zucchinis. But
I got a good mini zucchinis.
Yeah, we got a good bit of zucchinis, but no yellow squash whatsoever.
All right, they want to know, do we have an air fryer? Yes, I have an oven that is also an air fryer. It's like, what brand is it? Gosh, I can't even remember now. New Wave. It's a New Wave oven. It's like a mini oven plus an air fryer. It does everything in one oven. And I use it just about every day. But I don't air fry in it very often. Sometimes I do, like our fries and stuff like that, I will air fry. But
Regina said they just bought a vintage 15-set piece of Guardian Service aluminum pots and pans. Looks like they've never been used. We don't use anything aluminum. We only use a particular kind of stainless steel and cast iron, because Alzheimer's aluminum is a big contributor to Alzheimer's and kidney disease and stuff. So we don't use anything aluminum to cook in.
All right, Darlene was asking about Miss Lippy. Miss Lippy is doing good. She went to the doctor. I think she put a video up today, a short one. But she had a new cast put on, and she did a live, I think, telling about her new cast this week. And so I think she was doing okay today. I messaged with her. It's been several hours ago, but I think she's all right.
Hey, Alabama said, God did not make your food to hurt you. That is absolutely correct. Man has tampered with your food and made it to hurt you by doing all kinds of crazy things to the food, like spraying it with all kinds of harsh chemicals, genetically modifying it. I mean, all kinds of things like that. Man has destroyed the food in our country. And, people go, well, I pray over my food, and that's great. I pray over my food every day, too. But I can pray over smoking a cigarette, but that don't mean I won't end up with lung cancer.
Right.
So you have to think about it really in a common sense way.
All right, Prayer Warrior says that soul is salt in water. Okay, so I'm not sure why they were talking about that earlier, but salt in water is what they're saying.
I know some people who do salt in water to get the potassium.
Yeah, that might be it. I know I like to add, if I'm doing lemon water, I like a touch of salt in my lemon water. That's just me though. I like salt. And my watermelon, I had one watermelon out of my high tunnel. And I've got one over there that I hadn't tried yet, but one that was perfectly ripe, best tasting watermelon. Oh my goodness, it was awesome. And I put salt on it. I put it on my part, and I guess I got a touch on his because he started tasting it. He says, "You put salt on this, didn't you?"
I don't like salt on a watermelon.
I love salt on a watermelon. It just gives it a different taste.
Brother Donnie. Hello, Brother Donnie.
Yeah, they're saying it's salt and water, but I just still Soleil.
This is, Nan Farm. With the heat lasting longer, should we move fall planting back 2 weeks? No, do not move your fall planting back. I'll explain that a little bit later in the video.
Oh, it's putting the Redmond salt in water. Okay, I just use it as salt. I add it to a lot of stuff.
Right.
So I get my minerals by adding it on everything.
Wanda and I eat a lot of eggs, and eggs has iodine. Eggs has other vitamins and minerals in them that's excellent for if you have bad eyesight. Eggs literally has these fantastic minerals in them that's good for your eyes.
Okay, so they must be saying, is it Nancy's cream cheese? I think it is Nancy's cream cheese. And then Suzanne gave me some. She bought a big block, and she gave me some to try. And I haven't messaged her yet, but she's in here. So I tried it today, and it is absolutely amazing. So I don't know what brand it was Suzanne got, but she's going to send me a link, and I'm going to order it from Azure. And because I eat a lot of cream cheese. I like cream cheese. And we had somebody say, with cows, how come we don't make our own stuff? We have cows that we can milk. Candy's our milk cow. Danny can milk her.
Yeah.
But we just don't.
I can milk
have
any
time
one of my
right
3
now.
cows I want to.
Yeah, the 3 we have now we can.
I can milk all of them. Yeah.
We just don't. We're transitioning, and I hate to use that word.
I hate
because
to
it
use the
means-
word transition, but speaking of transition, let me show y'all something. I want y'all's opinion.
Well, it don't matter. We done made this.
Well, we done made this decision. Well, true. Maybe that was the wrong word.
No, we don't need their opinion.
I don't need your opinion, but I still want to know what they think, though.
Yeah.
I want to show you the flooring we have chose for our new place that we're going to be dwelling. I want you to look at it, and I want to tell me what you guys think. This is a sample piece of the new flooring that will be going in our new place to dwell. This is a vinyl. We decided to go with something that was waterproof. This is solid vinyl. We kind of liked the way that it looked.
Okay, I'm way behind.
So, what y'all think? You think this would be pretty or not?
We're way behind.
I know we've been sitting it locked up there. We've been having it sitting there
Yeah,
locked
we eat
up.
a lot of eggs, but we eat them mainly in the morning. And Danny, you lightly, what do you use a touch of the lard,
I use just a little bit of lard in the eggs in the morning when I cook them.
and
Yeah.
you scramble them a little bit.
I only
guess.
scramble them because it depends on however you fix the eggs determines on how much protein you get out of them.
Yeah. All right, so I get what they're saying. Doug and Stacy drink salt and water.
Yeah.
I get what it is, but
Everybody should drink a little salt water.
So I get what they're saying, and now it makes
Yeah.
sense. All right, love it. I love.
Get off of there.
Yeah, you gotta move your hand. I'll do it. You keep messing with stuff. All right, now you want to know what they thought of the flooring? Hold on. I gotta back up because
Lord.
I think that we must have thousands of people in here because I think everybody said something.
It's going so fast. Oh my goodness.
Now where are we at? Very nice pattern. All right. Yes, beautiful, gorgeous. Love the flooring. It's nice. All right, so they're pretty much liking the flooring. I think we're gonna love it.
I think we're gonna like it.
It's gonna look like.
It's gonna look like the old look that we like.
Like an old floor, only it's vinyl.
It's all vinyl. It's waterproof. That's what we like about it. It don't matter if you get it wet. It still hurt. It's still good because that way, if it don't matter if you get it wet, because we were thinking about doing ceramic when you come in the doors and all that, so we could stay clean. The company told us that if you go with this vinyl, he said it.
You don't have a transition.
You don't have the transitions.
Stuff.
He said you can use it in the kitchens. You can use it in the bathrooms. You don't have to worry about getting it damp or anything like that. So it's good to use through the whole house.
Yeah,
so.
It looks like weathered wood. That's what we were looking for.
Yeah.
The house is under construction. About.
The house is about
70%. I reckon. Close.
It's probably close to 70% complete.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd say 70.
Around 70%.
I'm just hoping that as we finish a room, I can show y'all. And actually, he's working on the first bathroom right now.
Yeah.
And we're about 90%. No, 80%.
We're about 80% through with the guest bath.
You would think you could do that in a hurry. But
and about 80% through with the way we're doing this particular home is very, very time consuming. So and me and Wanda's doing the work. So I believe it or not.
Somebody's saying this scratches real easily. This is not that
No,
type.
this ain't the scratch type.
This ain't the type that will scratch. This is not supposed to be. This is harder.
It's very hard.
This is a different type than some of this.
Matter of fact, you cut this just like sheetrock. You take a knife and cut it, and the knife barely goes in it to cut it, and then you break it just like sheetrock.
Yeah, I don't guess. I don't know if the color goes all the way through.
No, the color does not go all the way through it.
So I guess if you rub it off, it would.
Color goes about halfway through it. I checked it.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes about halfway, like right there, that deep in there.
Okay, so it's a good little bit in there.
It's about a 1/16 of an inch deep in it, maybe 1/8.
So it's, I mean, like if you scratch it, it's not going to rub the plastic off, is what I'm saying, or vinyl, or whatever. That's what I was getting at. It's got a touch of blue, yes.
Basically, me and Mr. Chris and Mr. D helped some, and Miss Wanda. We are the ones who built this whole big facility.
Well, we had a pole barn put up.
Yeah.
And then we went under it and decided what we wanted and started from there. And
we had a roof put over it, basically.
Yeah, just the roof.
We just had the roof up.
And then y'all came in with the flooring and we built up off the ground. We didn't put a slab.
We don't want a slab. I hate concrete slabs with a passion. So we didn't, for a house. Now, not for a shop or anything, but for a house.
We do not have an underground facilities here.
No.
That was not one of those things. We thought we would do it underground, but it just didn't happen. But it is up off the ground enough Danny can put I can put my potato storage and all that kind of stuff underneath the house. Yeah. It's we didn't intend for it to be up off that much.
Yeah.
How did you learn the trades of home building?
Oh, how did I learn the trades of home building? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours reading and studying and working for free on jobs, learning, you know. Plus, I will tell you this, just like in the scriptures when they got ready to build the first temple with Solomon, the Lord told Solomon, says, choose this man. I have granted to him the ability to work with stones. Choose this man because I've granted with him the ability to handle brass and work with brass and gold. God gave it to me without me really having to try. I mean, I can't explain it. Electrical was just given to me mentally. I'm a general contractor. I can do AC work, plumbing. I'm licensed in all those areas. Cabinet building, home building, framing, you name it. I'm licensed in all of it. And God just give it to me. I don't know how else to say it.
There's a James King that says he didn't know if y'all would be kin or not, but he found your channel not long ago.
My brother's name is James.
When I saw it, I thought about that because his brother's name is James.
My youngest brother's name is James. Yeah.
It's a stick house, not concrete.
It's not concrete. I don't like concrete.
It is a barn dominium, but it's not the kind of barn dominium.
It's not the barn dominium kind you're thinking about.
Not like what everybody else does.
This is a custom built barn dominium. It has,
in every sense of the word.
It has logs in it. It has stonework in it. I mean, it has everything else I can think. I've laid this. Well, I didn't lay all the stone on this one.
No, we had the stone.
I had someone come lay the stone. I've done all the log work in it.
And it is the same stone that we had in the cabin. We bought overabundance when we did the cabin because we didn't want to run out, and it was. We just kept what we had, and it was enough to do what we wanted in the camp. Yeah. So I've been calling it the camp.
We call it the camp because it actually looks like a camp.
Yeah, it looks more like a camp.
Looks more like a camp. We don't like the look of it, what they call a home. I don't like traditional houses. We prefer more of the camp look, and that's what we have here. We have 2 wood heaters in the house. It has a
mini split.
It has mini splits in it. It has a sitting room in it where you can sit on the back of it. It has a glassed-in porch. Has huge storage rooms in it.
We have 2 storage rooms bigger than most bedrooms.
Yeah, way bigger than most bedrooms.
One of them is way bigger, and the other is the size of a bedroom.
Yeah.
Because we store a lot more than, and we still don't have enough room.
Yeah.
I've got to have more shelves. We've got to have shelves and more shelves and more shelves and.
We've downsized a tremendous amount. With this one's about what did I tell you? This is around 3,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is about 3,000 square foot. So.
But I don't have a wish list because we're trying to downsize, and I'm trying to get rid of stuff and not add to. And then I find myself buying things, and Lippy's threatened to chop my hands off one day because she said you're supposed to be editing, not buying. And I said, oh, yeah, no, that was Amy.
That was Amy.
Amy told me. Yeah. Lippy told me I need to quit buying too. But when I see something that would go, I buy it because it's little trinkets or little something. And so right now I'm just I don't know exactly what I want, but I am using the Bluebird theme. That was my thing.
Yeah.
The I Am of Me, I think she's on here somewhere. She usually is. She sent me several things that have bluebirds and different stuff. So I've used those in things, and then from there things kind of skyrocketed. Things I've bought just happened to have a bird on them, and if it was in iron, I put a touch of blue. I've got blue paint, and I add blue on the wings, and nobody ever knows it wasn't bought that way. Yeah. And so I've been doing that to some things, and when I get the bathroom finished in a couple of weeks, I might show a picture, and let y'all see what it looks like. It's going to have birds in it.
They're laughing. Said, y'all downsized to 3,000 square feet? Yes, we had...
actually, we combined.
We had 4 homes, and actually it was 5, but we got rid of one.
We combined.
We're combining everything into one.
Well, we can't say that.
Place.
We're combining it to 2.
We're combining everything to 2 homes, I guess.
But we're trying really hard to put away things that we don't have to have. And it's hard to do when you've had it so long that you don't want to let go of it, so it goes in storage. And then I'm trying to get rid of stuff.
We have gotten rid of a ton of stuff.
Yeah. And so as I go through things, I'm like, I'll sit it to the side and I'll say, I probably want to keep that. And then later I'll come back in the room and I'll look at it and I'll go, I really don't need that.
Yeah.
And I go give it away right then in order to get rid of it. And one day Danny's going to look at me, where is that?
I will probably
And,
one day. I'll probably
go,
look there and go, what happened to this or what happened to that? You know?
Yeah. But if we haven't used it in a long, long time, say several years, I put it aside. And I think about it for about a week, sometimes 2 or 3 weeks before I decide to get rid of it. And I think long and hard, can it ever be used? Would I ever use it? And could somebody else use it right now? And that's been my thought process. Lots of things somebody else could use right now that I've just got stored. And there's no point in me being
That's right. We don't want to store junk. I mean, if you put stuff in storage, if you hadn't used it in 6 months, with the exception of maybe certain tools that get used periodically on a farm or something, or pieces of equipment, really it just it's of no use to hang on to it.
Yeah, and to be honest, you know, if we went somewhere and we saw something that was at a good price, we were bargain shoppers lots of times if we bought things. And I've always been a bargain shopper. And you think you're getting good deals if you go somewhere and, hey, this bowl is 50 cents. Look, this bowl is 50 cents. He says, well, get it. You know, you got 500 bowls in your house because they were all 50 cents. Don't make sense.
Yeah, we were going to have an estate sale, but I just decided, I told Wanda, I said, no, we're not going to have an estate sale. I said, what we're going to do is we're just going to find people in need and who could use stuff, and we just give it to them.
SM, I'm telling you, Danny's like you. He said, my wife downsized. She got rid of my stuff. Danny looks at me and he goes, you got rid of my stuff?
I feel your pain, man. I do. I look at Wanda and I go, what happened to my stuff? And she said, well, I got rid of it.
Well, he don't use it. And so I've learned to put all his stuff in a box. And this is what I do. I put stuff in a box and I hand it to him. And I said, now you go through it. And if you don't need it, you put it out and you give it away. So that's been our goal now, is his stuff goes in a box and he looks through it and decides whether he keeps it or not. And I'm doing the same thing. If you can put it in a box and leave it for a week or two and you don't need it, or you can't think of some good purpose for keeping it, get rid of it.
Stormy said, shut up about getting rid of stuff. My wife is watching with me.
Well, it's easy when we had let things just collect, seem like to me. And I don't like things collecting. I want it cleaned up, moved out and away from here. And Danny would say, okay, I'm going to put this right here because I'm going to use it for, and 6 to 8 months later, it's still sitting in that one spot. And when you say something, he says, but I plan on using it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, okay, if you ain't used it now, take it to the shop. And y'all don't know how much stuff I stuck in his shop. That's why his shop looks like it does.
Farmer Boy says, do y'all still use the Hoss double wheel hoe? Yes, we have a video here.
But we let Chris use it.
We let Chris wanted to use it because he was thinking about purchasing one, so we let Chris use ours to do our garden with. And we have video showing we still use it, yes.
Yeah, it is crazy when you have to go through stuff. Now, I have certain pots and pans that I use, and certain bowls and certain things. So I only use those. All the others I'm sitting here going, do I keep? Do I get rid of? Do I keep? Do I get rid of? And that's been the biggest thing, is getting rid of, for me, is kitchen things. Because you just as sure as you get rid of something, if I get rid of a pie plate, next week I'm going to decide I want to make a pie and I ain't got a pie plate. So, but I had like 7. And I didn't need 7 because I hate making pies.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the way he's been doing with his tools. He's gotten rid of a lot of tools, but it's because he's duplicated and triplicated and quadrupled. And
oh Lord.
his thing was, I don't have this screwdriver. I said, you don't have a screwdriver? Well, not in the car. I have one in the barn. I have one at the cabin, but I don't have one in the car. And he'd buy another one. And then all of a sudden, all of them are in one place.
Yeah.
So he had lots of same things. Yeah, and lots of times we do, you know, need it the next week or two, but that's just one of those things. So far, we've not really gotten rid of anything that we've. I don't think we've gotten rid of anything that we've.
I've gotten
needed.
rid of a lot of farm equipment because since I've got the Cub tractor now, I don't need a lot of the 3-point hitch stuff that I was using in the past. So I have gotten rid of a lot of that, and I don't regret it because it went to a great person. But you know, it's one of the things that I don't. You know, I guess I don't charge near what something's worth when I get rid of it because.
If it'll help somebody.
If it'll help somebody else, I really do try to help them as much as I can.
Y'all hit the thumbs up button. Somebody said 1,600 people watching only. I get it. Some people are watching on their TVs and they can't hit the like button, I think.
Yeah.
Never get rid of tools.
I don't ever get rid of tools. And the only way I get rid of tools, I do give Chris a lot of different tools.
It's only if he has several.
Because if I got like 25 9/16 wrenches.
And he did.
And I did. Or 10, 15 half-inch wrenches, I give Chris the rest of them. I tell him, here, son, take these home and use them, or you know, anything like that.
It was funny because
I gave him a bunch of knives today because I had a whole bunch of steak knives that just never been used. They're in a box and just spatulas and pastas things and all that kind of stuff. I told him, I said, here, take this stuff. I don't need it. I don't eat pasta. You know, you can have them. I just like to, you know, give them away.
Yeah, and just like clean out a junk drawer. This was something that I learned probably 3 or 4 years ago. It said if you have a junk drawer, take everything in the junk drawer out that you hadn't used and put it in a box. Keep the things in your junk drawer that you use on a day or every couple of days, put it back in there, but take everything else out and put it in a box and put it away and see if you use it over the next 2 to 3 weeks, month. If you don't, you've not missed anything in that junk drawer and your junk drawer is clean. And I did that, and I came across a box like 2 years later.
Yeah.
And we had not missed one thing I took out of that junk drawer. So you just collect stuff sometimes. I still had the box in case we needed it, but it was not something that we needed, 90% of it.
Yeah, I've got like 10 or 15 tape measures, 6 or 8 hammers. I had 2 or 3 skill saws. I burnt one of them up this past week because I used it so much.
Carol said she bought her own hammer, screwdriver, measure. I have a pink bag.
Yeah.
It's pink and black, and you bought it for me somewhere. I can't remember.
We were somewhere and I saw it when I bought it. It has pink.
Down on the coast or something.
It has pink everything.
Maybe Home Depot or something. And it has a pink hammer, a pink screwdriver, measuring tape. It had all the tools in it. And so I keep my little set. And I caught somebody with a pink hammer one day.
Yeah.
I know it's mine because it's pink.
Show them the picture Dale sent us.
All right, the picture of the bluebirds reminds me of a songbird. There's a bluebird sitting on my... Oh, she's talking about when I said something about pictures of birds.
Yeah, we're going to show y'all the picture here Mr. Dale sent us.
Is that it?
Yeah. Right about there. Mr. Dale made that picture for us. I think that's pretty neat the way he did that with the farmall and the food and me and Ms. Wanda laughing and carrying on. That's a pretty good deal.
And we want to say thank you, Mr. Dale. I hadn't sent him a message telling him I even got it, but if he's watching, we got it.
We got it.
Marie said, or Marie said she has the pink and black tool bag too. Yeah. All right. Somebody says they have a pink and green one.
Yeah.
Somebody has a pink drill. Now, I don't use a drill very often, but I probably would. Danny would probably take it away from me because he would throw a fit because I would use it too much and say, don't put another hole anywhere.
Right, I would, yeah. I hate having holes stuck in the walls everywhere.
He allows me some things, but he don't want me to drill a hole and then say, oh wait, I don't like that, and drill another
No.
hole. That don't work.
No.
So I'm waiting to figure out everything in the place before we start doing a whole lot. And so that's why I'm saying we got a long ways to go yet. Somebody painted all their tools pink.
Yeah, we're
Did we ever get the stone gristmill going? Yes, we did.
yeah,
a
we have a
showing
video showing
it.
using it. Yeah.
Is it on Pecan Grove?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on Pecan Grove.
It's not on Deepsouth. You have to go to Pecan Grove. If y'all are not signed up over there, go
Yes.
over and subscribe over there and look at all the back videos.
There's a link in the description to Pecan Grove.
Yeah, and we used the gristmill. Going to be using it soon. It's not going to be long before we're using it again. So let's see where we at.
We're about to get ready to start grinding some Danny corn. The Danny corn is one of those things that I don't know. I'm almost through shelling it all out. We have so much of it here now in the freezers till I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to be grinding it, making grist mills, making grits, cornmeal, corn flour. We're gonna be taking time to do that. But I was kind of hoping that it would actually cool off a little bit before we did it, because I don't want to have to do it out in the sweltering heat.
Somebody said, when do we think the new home will be done? December or January or next summer?
It'll be next year sometime, because
we've got a lot.
We got a long way to go. Really do. We got a long way to go.
And we're taking it one step at a time, and we're really not hiring anybody to come in and do anything.
We're doing it all ourselves.
So,
and it takes time,
and we're not filming it because it's a slow process now. If I filmed it and tried to edit and show all that stuff,
it ain't worth it.
It'd be another 2 years before we get in. I'd rather just show y'all the finished product later down the road, room by room or whatever. And plus, we're doing the yard, the gardens, and the greenhouse. We're
building shops. We're building high tunnels, and I mean
he's cleaning out,
clearing land, putting up fences. I mean, there's tons of stuff.
And I'm canning, and I'm staining, and it's a lot. So videos can be crazy. I mean, the next few videos gonna be crazy.
The next videos y'all will get a kick out of them, I hope. Anyway.
Oh, some of my patrons already know what's coming up. I promise you.
Y'all know what this is right here? Any of y'all have any idea what this is right here?
No, they don't know what that is.
Y'all know what that is right there?
We did finish pulling all the peanuts.
We did finish pulling the peanuts, but y'all know what's in that bag right there?
We've got one pineapple I know of. We got any little ones over?
We got one big pineapple and one little one, but that's about all.
Yeah. We're going to try and create a pineapple forest. It might be next year. Did you do anything with the peanuts? We've got them drying.
They're drying right now. They're sitting out in the prepper shack drying.
Once you harvest a watermelon, do you need to let it sit for a few days?
No, you can eat a watermelon instantly. You don't have to.
Yeah, we are really busy. That's why we don't get as much done YouTube-wise. And I throw the videos up. If they don't have good titles and if they don't have all the junk in the descriptions and I don't put anything in there, I forget, because I'm trying to get the video up. And lots of times, I don't even think, like if we mention a product, I don't even think to put it in the description up high where you can see it. It's down in there somewhere, because I've got everything stashed in the description so it's there. Lots of people saying Danny corn.
Oh, man.
We had a lot of people showing us their Danny corn. They've sent pictures.
We've had a lot of people showing us their Danny corn.
One person won, I think, first prize for 12 foot. I think we mentioned that. A couple of them have sent 10 and 12 foot corn. I don't know if anybody's harvested yet, because we were a little bit ahead of everybody.
We were way ahead of a lot of people. Molly Smith. You're going to have something to write on. Go get something to write on.
Let me do this.
Molly Smith, send us your address.
Email.
or email, I'm sorry, send us your email. And on your email, give us your address, and I'll send you a pack of Danny corn. That's Molly Smith. I just get in the mood tonight. I may bless somebody.
Okay.
Let's see here.
And send the email to deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com.
Yeah, send the email to Deepsouth Homestead. Taylor's Homestead. Send me your email to and your address. Let me see here.
Sheila, you can water in jars.
Yeah, you can can water in jars.
I'm not going to have a outside canning kitchen.
Yeah.
We have an extra house that when we bought the property, it's an older house built in the 50s. Some canning may be done up there in the future, but right now I may do some in Danny's prepper shack if I need to. Right now I'm at a lull in my canning.
Tammy Stafford, send me an email.
Let me see what it looks like. IE.
Yeah.
That's the way my sister spells hers.
Yeah, send me an email. And Tekoa Thorndike TV. TEKOA Thorndike TV. Send us your email to deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com.
Okay.
With your address on it. I'm going to give away 4 packs tonight. I just felt like, I don't know. I just feel like I just have a giving spirit for a while. So I'll give those 4 packs away tonight.
We're not moving the smokehouse, but plans are for a smokehouse in the future that will be very similar. Let's see.
Okay.
We will be selling some Danny corn.
Yeah.
And I will put some up. Just keep watching the Etsy
Just keep
store.
watching the Etsy store. We're going to be putting some up for sure. That is true.
I'm probably going to put quite a bit because I usually, it just takes me a while because I have to weigh out each pack and I have to stamp.
Miss Tammy wants to know, how do I send it to you?
Deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com.
Yep.
Oh, she says she's never done that before. Do you have an email? If you do, just email deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com. You might write that down, and if you have a daughter or son or a granddaughter, grandson that knows how to send emails, they can send it to us. We will be selling sugarcane possibly in October. We just got to get that far with it. But when I'm doing the Danny corn, we bought the little packages, and I have to, somebody sent me a stamp, so I put Danny corn on it, and then we already had a stamp, so I put our address and all on the back, and then I have to put the corn in there and seal it. Well, I had to put it in there and weigh it and make sure I get the weight a little over whatever it's supposed to be, and then I have to seal it, and then I have to do the packages, the envelopes, and I have to print out for each order, and then I have to put it all in there. It takes a while. I mean, I usually put up like 40 or 50 packs, and it takes me 2 or 3 hours to get that done on top of everything else. So,
Hey Alabama says, will sugarcane grow in North Alabama? Yes, it'll grow in North Alabama. Now, you will have to keep it from freezing. If it gets down to where it's going to freeze, you will have to cut it down and cover up where you cut it down at. You'll have to bed it back up where it'd be underground. And during the winter, if it tries to pop up on warm days, you're going to have to keep it cut off. I mean, we have to do that in the South. So.
Okay, the Danny corn will be at deepsouthhomestead.etsy, E-T-S-Y, Etsy.com. But it won't be up for a little while because, I mean, you're just going to have to keep checking back. And I probably will, post a community post or something, or on Patreon, or Pecan Grove, he may mention it in a video or porch time or something. You just have to keep watching, because when I get ready to do that, it'll be in a lull where I don't have much to do, so I can get that done.
Yeah. Okay. Molly says she sent you the email.
Thank you. And what else we got going on?
Oh, I don't know.
Trying to think what else we've done.
Vicky Savage says, do you plan to grow any nuts besides pecans? I do have 2 hazelnut trees that I've planted. Vicky,
We have oak trees.
I have tons. Well, I should about nut trees you can eat, I guess.
You can eat
I have 2 hazelnuts. I don't have any English walnuts or anything like that. We don't have we don't have any almonds. We don't have nothing like that. But we are loaded with pecans this year. We're noticing our trees, even our little trees, have some pecans on them this year. It'd be interesting to find out which trees have what size nuts on them this year, if we can keep the critters from getting them all.
We do make sugar cane, but we do not sell syrup, but we do not sell it.
No, we don't sell
We just
the syrup.
make it for our own personal use. We do not grow almonds. We have black walnut tree.
We have a black walnut, but we don't have any almond trees. Like I said, we do have the 2 hazelnuts. One of them's doing okay, but one of them's not.
It just ain't growing.
It's just not growing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's location or what yet. But I also read that you need several hazelnut trees rather than just 1 or 2.
Yeah. The shirts. The calculus shirt. Candy,
This one is
corn equals fertilize.
This one is
Plants, Cadillac, and healthy dirt.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
Yeah, they can see most of it.
Okay.
And it's got the Bluebird Farm on the front. This one's got Pecan Grove across. Bluebird. It's got the Bluebird logo, Pecan Grove,
Yeah, right
and this
there.
one has just Pecan Grove across the bottom. We do have some Deepsouth t-shirts. You can go to Carrie's link. It is rusticcharmfields.etsy.com. She has been, I think she got her building. So she's in the process of getting her building ready and getting everything moved in, situated. So she's in her house, getting ready to move into the building. So she's doing double duty too, trying to play catch up. How long before pecans produce once established?
Oh my goodness. It depends on if you're using a grafted tree or if you have a native trees. All of our trees are native, except we have 1 pecan orchard that's grafted. Grafted trees usually start putting on nuts a lot faster than the native ones do. Native trees can take 15-20 years before they start putting on pecans. But that's just always the drawback to going with the native ones. The native ones don't always end up being big pecans. A lot of times they can be little. We have 1 pecan tree that's really big, but it has little pecans, but they are so good. And then lots of our young trees have very big pecans on them, and they're not grafted. They're just native.
Yeah. And we also have on our Etsy store Danny's books. Now, we seldom mention them. We do videos all the time, and we forget to mention the books.
Yeah.
He has one on sweet potatoes, carrots, and English peas. If you have trouble growing any of those 3, check out our Etsy store for the books, because that's about the only thing we have over there right now, is the books, I think.
Right.
I don't think we've got much else.
Well, we'll have some Danny corn seed once we
Yeah.
get the books. To go with the books.
Yeah.
Somebody's wanting to know there. Clifton wants to know, have I ever raised quail? Not really. Quail to me, if I want quail, I usually just go out in the woods and shoot one. I don't raise them for any reason at all, to be honest with you.
The survival garden seeds. We are still doing the survival garden seeds giveaway. You'll get 3 different people will get a package of 50 seeds each. You have to go to their site. We do have a link in our descriptions. It'll go through I think the 18th, and on the 20th or so I will announce the winners if they let me know. But if you would like seeds, so far Survival Garden Seeds has done really well for us. The only thing is I planted zucchini and squash in my newest beds, and none of those have come up, but I did plant some house tool seeds too, and none of those come up. So it's just something, I don't know what the deal is with that. Now the carrots came up.
Yeah. Tacoa Thorndike, did you send us an email? I want to make sure that you actually heard that you were the winners of the Danny corn. I just need to make sure you send an email to deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com with your information on it. And it is a little early to plant fruit trees right now, so you need to.
Okay, we're back. Is the sandy soil in our area?
James King says, is the soil sandy in your area? Yes, we have places here that's very sandy.
Thank you, Miss Lou.
I'm just
Lots
having,
of prayer requests going up.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. We got to.
You can root aloe. Miss Lippy's telling you can put it in dirt and it will take a few weeks.
Yeah.
I've got lots of aloe in one of the high tunnels, and I've already transplanted some. We are actually transplanting most of our plants from one place to the other, and had really good success even with the peach trees that Danny uprooted. We're going to do a walk around and show the outside soon. And Danny did put those peach trees in pots, and we were looking at them today, and even the two that he thought had died, they're not dead.
Right.
They're putting out green leaves, so we're having good luck with a lot of it, getting things moved. And they said hazelnuts are male and female, so.
Yeah, see, I don't know what I have. I have no clue.
So it might be that we need to get a couple more, get a male and female and put with what we already have, and see that way we
I have
know
no clue. I don't even know.
it might would work.
We just ordered them, is all I know.
Where's the sheep? Oh, we forgot. Oh. We hadn't said anything.
We decided against getting the sheep. We have so much going on right now, and our freezers are full of beef because we had several cows butchered, and
the sheep were going to be for meat.
The sheep were strictly for meat; they were not for raising. And we have a pig coming to go in the freezer. Some chickens go in the freezer, and all that kind of stuff. We got to thinking about it, and we don't have any freezer space right now. And we said, you know what? We don't have any business with all these sheep. It's just something else. We got building construction going on right now, and we decided against the sheep.
Yeah. When you rub your chest, is it because of your heart, or is it?
No.
Is it because that thing?
It's not because of my heart. It's because this thing on my chest right here, the sticky pads on it is irritating the skin on my chest, and it itches there all the time. And I'm constantly I want to scratch it, but I tell myself, don't do it. You know. Okay.
Suffering from the Chinese
lanternfly. If so, any suggestions on how to
I don't know what that is.
I don't think we haven't, unless that's what's in all the we see flying up out of the grass whenever I never have captured one of them to look, to be honest with you.
It's a weird kind of triangular shaped wings on this thing. It's tiny, about the size of your thumbnail. It's
fingernail.
Fingernail, thumbnail, whichever one. It's real small, and they're everywhere. I mean, we've been seeing them a lot, so I don't know if that's it.
Yes,
I do recommend the Alexa Pure water filters.
Yeah. We will be making lard from our pig also.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to pray.
The walk-in cooler's doing great. He's
that
almost
thing.
to get it down to Danny corn.
I'm almost to finish getting all the Danny corn out of it. Then it'll be empty.
You like one more?
I like one more basket full.
Yeah. He's aiming to use that grist mill real soon.
I want to use that grist mill soon and grind up all this corn. But I'm leaving the corn in the freezer for 2 weeks and letting it acclimate when I take it out. So when I grind it, we don't have to worry about weevils getting in the corn.
Yeah.
Cornmeal. Okay.
Yeah.
We do need to pray or we can get these people get to bed tonight. Father, we do thank you tonight. We've had a good evening and a good night with the people here tonight in the chat, Lord. And I do pray we've been a blessing to those that are in the chat here tonight. And to show them our appreciation, we'd like to pray for them, Father. You said that in your scripture, you teach us that we should pray for one another, and that the prayer of a righteous, fervent man availeth much in the eyes of God. So we're not calling ourselves righteous or fervent or anything like that, but Lord, we are wanting to pray for everybody. And we have some friends here tonight. We have Ms. Lippy. We want to pray for her, and Mr. Keith, who's broken some vertebrae in his back, friends of ours, and Lord, and Ms. D, loss of her husband, and just, Father, I've seen so many things go by here. People having tests run, people, caregivers, and the ones that are caregivers, that holds a special place in my heart because I was a caregiver for 6 years for my wife before she passed away. And Lord, that when I see those people, I know, and my heart goes out for them because I know what they're going through. There's no sleep. Very little sleep ever goes on because you're constantly having to be a caregiver. And I pray for them that they are able to have the strength to carry on now. And Lord, all the other ones that are mentioned, that they had requests for just numerous different things here tonight. Father, you see them, every one. You know every need, and the fact that they're faithful enough to mention those needs, I'm asking a special prayer for each and every one of them. Whether it's a physical need, a spiritual need, big-time financial need right now for different people, emotional needs because people are emotionally distraught right now, especially with the issues that's going on in the world and in our own country. Just pray for everybody here, Father, tonight. I lift them up in the name of Christ. I lift up everyone here tonight. And Father, I just pray that as me and Wanda move forward with our place here, that you'll continue to grant us the things that we need, the health and the strength to complete the tasks that lay before us. And then, Father, I guess my biggest thing tonight is I ask for forgiveness for everyone, and especially where we failed you in the kingdom of heaven now. Go with us, guide, direct us, and grant us the blessings of obedience. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, me.
And thank you guys for always being faithful and stopping in and asking questions and participating,
Yeah.
encouraging each other. In this day and time, that's very, very special. You don't see that a lot. People are bickering and fussing
That's true.
and being ugly to each other. And our chats have always been very cordial and very encouraging. And I love that about you guys because y'all are like the best. I mean, I see other people's chats. There's very few live streams on YouTube that have the type camaraderie that we have here in our chats.
Yeah, this, most people, the thing that gets me is you always see everybody go, God bless you, and they get off and they never, ever take time to actually sit down and pray for anybody, and that bothers me. People who call themselves Christians and they won't pray. Prayer is the answer to everything. Literally, it is the answer to everything. Anyway, that I just feel that way. The scripture tells us to pray without ceasing. That means to be in prayer continually every day. And I don't know how people make it through the day without being in prayer all of the time. Honestly, I don't know. But anyway, people want a tip tonight. If you live from, let's say, from the Louisiana border with Texas all the way up through Oklahoma, maybe all the way, let's go all the way to the North and South Dakota to the east of that. Go ahead and start your fall crops, getting them ready. Go ahead and get your seeds in the ground. go ahead and get everything started because you're going to get an early winter this year, or early fall, not winter. You're going to get an early fall this year. Probably within the next week, you'll be enjoying your life.
It looks similar to this cow here. Calculus makes absolutely late than never.
Yeah. Boy, it's dropping in and out like crazy right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's my tip for the night, is really just go ahead and get your seeds in the ground for fall, because I have a sneaky suspicion that we're going to go into a season that's going to be cooler than we're used to having, earlier than we're used to having. Now, if you're in the western part of the United States, you're going to stay on a heat dome, except for my understanding is, except for the very far northwest corner of the United States.
Okay, they're saying right when you started your tip, it went off, so obviously they might not have heard the tip. So
the tip is to go ahead and start your fall seeds now, because fall, for everything east of the Louisiana, Missouri, Arkansas, all the way up through the Dakotas, everything east of that's going to really take off and get early. Going to get colder earlier this year, is what they're saying. And I don't want anybody to not have time to get their fall crops in, so you can actually go ahead and start now.
even Mississippi?
Even Mississippi.
Okay, they want us to explain the shirt again. Okay, I will in a minute. The people that are in northern Alabama or Georgia, that area, seem to be hotter this year.
They've been hotter, but
And drier.
they're fixing to get colder.
Yeah.
You're fixing to have about a 10 to 15 degree temperature drop. If science is accurate, AI is what's giving us all this information. If AI is accurate, which I have no reason to believe it won't be, because we're going into the right kind of PEA for that to happen, is is saying that everything's fixing to cool down. Y'all gonna have. That's not to say you won't get warm during the days, but your nighttime temps, a lot of people's is going to drop down into the 40s and 50s, and ours is going to drop down in. Well, I'm into deep south, and we're going to drop into the mid 60s.
Yeah.
So
that's unusual.
That's unusual for us in the
September.
last of August and 1st of September.
Yeah.
I mean, next week in the deep south, we're going to be in the mid 60s. So that's totally unheard of. But now it's going to warm back up before the end of August, but it's coming right back in September is what they're saying. So
Yeah, that's our overnight lows.
that's our overnight lows.
During the day, it still gets up 80s and.
It'll still be in the 90s during the day, but if the nighttime temps can drop back real cool, it makes the days a lot more bearable. Because when the sun goes down, it'll cool off pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay, the shirt, calculus. Calculus makes absolutely no sense. The lady didn't hear what I said a while ago because it kicked out. Calculus doesn't make sense. So calculus with the cow. Candy is our cow. Her name is Candy. That's why I put it there. Times corn equals fertilizer. So candy corn equals fertilizer. Doesn't make sense, does it, unless you know it's a cow eating corn to get the fertilizer.
Yeah.
One thing Danny and I have noticed is last year we had some extreme temperatures. Our heat index stayed extreme.
Extreme last
Our
year.
temperatures stayed over 100 most of the time, up to 113 temperatures. This year it looks like it's moved a little bit, and we're not as hot. We're hitting 100 degrees. We hit 102 a couple of days this week.
Yeah.
But northern Alabama up, they're getting all that extreme dry weather this year. They're getting those extreme temperatures. Some of their temperatures are hitting 110, 111 degrees.
Yeah.
Where down here we're not hitting that
We're
yet.
not quite
Thank
getting that
goodness.
hot. Yeah. Now, I will say this, the reason this is happening, everybody wants to say, oh, we're going back into an El Nino or a neutral phase, which there is some truth to that, but guys, the earth is tilting. And it's kind of hard for me to explain it, but the earth is beginning to tilt, and as it tilts, it's changing the weather patterns. I'm just going to say that. I ain't going to go into any kind of detail, simply because we'll get in trouble if I do.
Joan says she got her wood stove installed.
Good
We've got
deal.
one installed and one to go.
Yep, we got one in and one to go.
Well, technically two, because you got one at the shop.
Oh, actually, I got 3 wood stoves. I do. I got 2 in the camp house and 1 in the shop.
But one's installed.
Yeah, one's installed. Did you show the one in the shop on Patreon?
We did show it, but not after Chris sat it down. We showed it.
Okay, we just showed it still sitting up on the crate.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did a video on that. Mary Beth says, "How do you kill mimosas?"
Move.
I love mimosas.
She loves mimosas. I hate a mimosa tree. I was pushing out here beside the camp house the other day and found a little one in the woods. I pushed it up before it ever got started.
If I'd have saw it, it wouldn't have.
I know. I knew if Wanda ever seen that thing, it'd be growing over on the field, way away from us. Way over yonder is one growing in the woods, and I hate them things with a passion.
I love a mimosa. I've always loved them since I was a little girl, and so I have to make him leave them alone. Now, I don't want them everywhere. I just want one tree. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And we got one big tree, and I told him to leave it alone. But if I'd have known about the little one, I'd probably told you to leave
She
it.
would have. I know they're medicinal and everything about them.
They're pretty.
And they're pretty, but they spread like wildfires. They're invasive, extremely invasive.
It's a calming tree.
Yeah.
Not only its beauty, but for the medicinal purposes of it, you can make teas and stuff. It is, and I'm not telling you how to do it or anything like that, but it does. It has a calming effect. Most of your trees or plants that have a unusual flower, lots of them have a calming effect on you.
JT West said, I want some magnolia trees, best smelling flowers. We just planted several magnolias. A nursery gave me like 50 of them.
Yeah.
And I planted a bunch of them along the front of our property up here as evergreens because the evergreen blocks 5G. As we know, 5G destroys the T cells in your lungs. So we planted a whole row of them up on front of our property here. And we're trying to get as many evergreens around our home here that we're building as we can to block the effects of 5G.
We did that at the cabin. We put magnolias everywhere, and it's been 3 years, 4 years, and they're probably just now taking off.
Yeah, they're just now starting to take off.
Because we just got little plants about this tall, and now they're about 2 foot, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. It'll take them a little while.
If I'd have known JT wanted some magnolias, I could have mailed him some. I mean, the guy gave me a whole pile of them. The nursery did.
I think we gave a few away.
We did. We gave a bunch of them away.
But we do like our unusuals. But we're going to take y'all on a... Well, you have to be over at Pecan Grove.
Yeah, you got to be subscribed to Pecan Grove. Yeah.
If you're not, you're missing out. Y'all will miss out. The patrons already know, but we're going to...
Yeah.
Got a funny video coming up this week. It'll probably be toward the end of the week. We're putting the deer feeder up.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss that one.
You don't want to miss that one.
And what else we got? We got the corn using the Bravo.
Yeah.
And then we've got one with the Vago. And if any of you guys are interested in the Vago raised garden beds, the 10-in-1 that we put in our high tunnel, they have them on sale now. They're usually $250 or $259, something like that. They're on sale 45% off, $161 for those size beds. Now is the time to buy the Vago beds if you want the 10.
If you want the Vago beds,
the 10-in-1 is on sale. Believe me, this is a time to buy, not wait till they get back up regular price. I don't know how long the sale goes on, but there's a link in the description.
Kathy H says, what's the Pecan Grove channel? It's in the description. In the description down below, there's a link. You just go down there. It's Pecan Grove MS. Just click on it.
Well, it's listed as Pecan Grove. He always says MS. But if you put @Pecan Grove in your search engine on YouTube, you have to add MS if you use the @ signal.
Yeah.
But the title of the channel is actually just Pecan Grove.
Somebody's wanting to know, will any kind of evergreen tree work? Yes, any type of evergreen tree will work to block 5G. If you'll ever notice, wherever they have the towers at, especially down south here, they've cleared the middle of all interstates. They've cut down all pine timber on the sides of the roads. Any evergreens, they've taken them all down because they have the 5G towers running the interstates down here. And
we had some beautiful magnolias.
We had beautiful timber down here.
I'm talking 20, 30-year-old magnolias or older, and they cut every one of them down.
They just went through there and cut them all down because they blocked 5G.
Yeah, those were the prettiest trees when you went through the highways, and they cut them all down.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go.
Western New York. What about the weather in Western New York? You're gonna have a cold winter this winter. I can tell you that. You're gonna have a cool. You're gonna get pretty cool pretty quick here.
All right.
All right, we gotta get off here, guys. Love y'all. Please
I forgot how to get off of here.
go right here first.
I got to get it where I can.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Now have your say.
All right. Y'all have a blessed week. We'll see y'all this week. Thank you so much.